Unfortunately, I'm not an astronaut. I've never been to space. But I've looked at these images over and over again, trying to sort of get the essence of it. It is Photoshop, but it's has to be. It is Photoshop, but it's
dedicated to the truth seekers.
16 Apollo contract.
Liftoff. Cause is T-minus 10 seconds. Three, two, one. We have ignition.
Zetetics, who derive their name from CDO to search out or to investigate, they fairly claim that they have frequently and practically proved that the surface shape of the Earth and sea are, generally speaking, horizontal. Every copy of the Earth gives proofs of this fact, and then, when tangible proofs are given, objectors, instead of considering the evidence brought forward, go off into celestial phenomena. Even some whose education would lead us to suppose that they had, to some extent at least, cultivated the logical faculty, act in this manner. Thus we are to some extent driven to consider celestial phenomena with a view to meeting objections, or answering inquiries of education, as conducted on modern lines, does not face confused to the bringing out of the logical faculty. So by way of introduction, we must emphasize the fact that faith can give only one proof that the Earth is a motionless plane. No other fact that nature can controvert or overthrow that primary fact. The fresh fact must be explained, if explained at all, in harmony therewith.
Zetetics want something simpler, something more in harmony with facts, experiments, and general observation.
At least to term the law of universal gravitation. Much better would it have been if they had first sought proof as to whether universal attraction is a fact, or only a mere theory, i.e. in many cases the phenomena on which they rest their theory are capable of explanations apart from that theory.
Think more in harmony with facts, experiments, and general observation, and we are persuaded that the connected and kindred forces of electricity and magnetism afford us all the proof which we need.
That bodies in some instances are seen to approach each other. Their mutual approach is due to an attraction or pulling process on the part of these bodies is, after all, a mere theory.
It would require a continued and continual impulse to equalize the attraction theory, and so they have invented what they call a centrifugal as well as a centripetal force. These have beclouded the brightest intellects which have tried to solve the riddle of the universe.
Positively charged and the surface of the Earth is negatively charged. This is why we experience dramatic electrical discharges during lightning storms. How is this relevant to flat Earth? Electrical discharges during lightning storms. Without the dome, there would be no possibility for storing electricity in clouds, because we know that glass and crystals are electrical capacitors. Globe believers tend to say that lightning strikes because of the creation of electricity in clouds. Well, that's simply not true. This is because there are significant electrical phenomena in a form of blue jets, sprites, and elves way above the good layers in the highest elevations of the atmosphere. All the way up to the dome. What is time? Time is based upon the speed of light which light travels, creating an illusion of an endless instance under the impression it can travel because of its apparent and assumed distance from the stars in. The night sky to Earth, the speed of light, can be argued as possibly the most fascinating aspect and component of the mechanical structure, and set on the absolute limit, a liability. But there's only one problem: it has never been proven. Special relativity is one of the most strongly validated theories humanity has ever devised. It is central to everything from supposed space travel to GPS to our electrical power grid. Essential to relativity is that the fact that speed of light in a vacuum is an absolute constant. The problem is Earth is not a vacuum. Specifically, it was pointed out that while relatively assumes the vacuum speed of light, with the assumption about light is false. What if light is actually an anisotropic, not the same everywhere? Michelson Moore of the experiments in 1887, which tested the speed of light, discovered that it didn't depend on the motion of the Earth. This implies two things: the Earth isn't moving, and at the speed of light has no initial reference frame. Studies have shown that the speed of light varies in directions, so does link contraction and time dilation. The speed of light is permeability. It's an electromagnetic perturbation. It's dependent upon the electromagnetic pulse of the Earth. Light is not a wave. A wave is an action. Something can have the speed of light is a perturbation like hysteresis. The speed of light cannot travel further than 7,000 miles, which is where the zenith, or top highest arch in the firmament. The clouds are only more conductive than dry air and help move the electricity between the dome and Earth's surface during storms. Now you are probably wondering, so what? Well, our dome with Earth's surface play a game of mortality. Yes, mortality. When you take a look at the third image, you will see a basic schematic of a battery, where positively charged electrode gives off the energy, and when the negatively charged electrode receives the electricity.
The forces of the universe are ONE, or rather, they are derived from one source, and so are transmutable, practically the same.
The dome is nice and tidy, and we can see stars through it, but Earth's surface is just a pile of dirt. Everywhere we go on Earth there is dirt, and the only difference is the electrical polarity of the two parts. This also can help explain why positively charged matter is attracted to the negatively charged Earth's surface. Globe believers think it's the gravity. Well, it isn't. It's just a movement and intensity of electricity due to polarity in our realm. But this is not all. There is more. We also know from scripture that celestial beings, or angels, are immortal, and they are in the sky. Then we here, on Earth, are mortal. So, the mortality is directly related to electrical polarity. Another thing that happens on the surface of Earth is decay. Everything dies here. Does it mean that the negative charge of our Mother Earth is the direct cause of decay and death? It appears that it is.
The forces of the universe are ONE, or rather, they are derived from one source, and so are transmutable, practically the same.
it's more in a way of decomposing, the decomposition, matter that is changing. Also, an interesting first-hand observation in nature is all live matter leans upwards. All vegetation, green plants and trees, they extend up towards life. Towards that positive charge in the atmosphere. You might say that they only need the sun to live, and this is somewhat true because we know that the sun too is electric in nature.
All of the universe is confined to the space within, the Earth's surface and the firmament above.
Instead of fantasies of other worlds to call home, realize that we had it all right here, all along.
Out of that, and I enjoy reading now, and I played a lot of sports. And all of that happened in a little town called York, Maine, across the United States from where we're talking to you right now.
The earth and the mountains are lifted and leveled flat with one blow. Then on that day, the event will occur. There is no denial at its occurrence. When the earth is shaken with convulsion and the mountains are broken down, crumbling, and they become dispersing dust. But those who disbelieve are in persistent denial, for they say, "What is important about